Hello, everybody, and welcome to another night at Auxxit, another Friday night live with Howard Brock. We're going to be talking some HeroClix. Hey, Dennis, see you're there. Just talked to Dennis a little while ago. He's having a bad day. Um, I think it's a bad week. He's moving some stuff. He's up in the United States right now, and he's moving some stuff. Um, I don't into storage, and the movers have been giving him hell. They every time come back 2 or 3 times, and they want something different every time. Anyways, it's finally done, so I know he's happy with that. But it's taken. He's had to sit there all day waiting for the movers of multiple days, and he's not having fun. So he's. I wished I was over there with him. At least if I'd been over there with him, I could have helped him do everything, and then we could have done something while we were waiting for the movers to do their stuff. He's so Dennis is so frustrated. Um, anyway, so there's nothing that I guess there is something I want to talk about HeroClix wise. There's not much eventful going on. We had our release day on Wednesday, and we had a really good time. We had a pretty good crowd. Um, I really like this set, guys. I really like Deadpool. I think it's really, really fun playing. I think there's frustrated. Anyway, I think that this set is the best set that I've played with. I had a lot of fun with Notorious. I like the figures in Notorious. I think that this set is more balanced, in my opinion. Hey, James. I think that this set's a little bit more balanced than Notorious was. I think Notorious had a lot of fun pieces, and I really enjoyed it a lot. But I think that there's a little bit more balance in Deadpool Weapon X than there is in Notorious. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. Every time I've played so far, the figures have been fun to play with. The teams have been competitive. I've had some really close games. I've won some really close games, and I'm not. I don't think I'm not saying I like the set because I'm winning with it, but it's just fun. I just think it's balanced. I like some of the pieces. I like what they did. I got lucky enough. I tell you what, I played my first game or was it my first game or my second game? It was the determining game. I think it was actually my second game. So I was playing. I had the chase. I pulled a chase the other night, and I had Deadpool, and Mistress Death, which is very good. Um, and I was playing against the Colossal Prime, and that Colossal Prime is mean, guys. I ended up winning the game, but I had to not. He had a Colossal Prime and Scarlet Witch, and I had he had some other stuff that was pretty good. I had a Lady Deathstrike, but I had Deadpool, Mistress Death, and I had the Wolverine. And this Wolverine is very good. It's the Wolverine that can charge. It's got Perplex, and it when it uses Blade's Claw's Fangs, it does half damage to another adjacent figure to itself, or adjacent to the figure that's being attacked, and it did a lot of damage that way. So I ended up with those two figures at the end against Colossus, which I damaged, but was still very healthy. But because of the point value, I had Lady Death was worth more points. It was pretty much impossible for him to win. Um, it does. Gracie winning always makes it fun, but I played 2 weeks, and I haven't won every game. But I don't know. I just really enjoy the set. So anyway, that was a good matchup. But the Colossus, if you guys have not played it yet, or played with it or against it, is really really nasty. So it's weird that having a Colossus that's got mind control, but this guy's this set has got 3 pieces with mind control, that are some of the best mind control pieces that we've ever seen, in my opinion. Um, you've got number one, you've got the Jean Grey, who can mind control everybody within range. If But she takes two clicks of damage. Um, and it's everybody. She doesn't have to have line of sight or anything. That's nasty. That's really a really good mind control. Her weakness would be that she takes the damage, and also that she's got a moderate attack, only a 10. So it's sometimes hard to hit with her, but that's still a really good mind control piece. And you got Then you got Psylocke. It's kind of funny. This set is full of blades, claws, fangs, but I'm sitting here talking about mind control. So then you got Psylocke, and Psylocke has a free mind control each turn, even if she's got a double token or whatever. And I face that too, and that's pretty nice, having free mind control. And she's hard to deal with, but that free mind control is good. I mean, you get that no matter what. But the Colossus, guys, the Colossus has got a heavy attack. It can't be outwitted. And when Colossus, instead of charging you and do what he normally does, he does a mind control. And when he does the mind control, the figure he controls and he hits, and then that figure attacks and does the damage, and then the figure still takes the 5 damage off of Colossus, and that's crazy. So you're basically, even if the mind control fails and whatever he's attacking doesn't work, you're still doing 5 damage to the character that he hit with mind control. So that's really nice. Anthony is asking me when the Hall of Fame will be announced. To be honest with you, I think that I wanted to do it at Origins, and had planned tentatively to do it in Origins. And what really happened is time just got away with me. We moved, and I was just so focused on the new store and opening up, and it seems like I blinked, and Origins was there, and I didn't have enough time to do anything. So I think if I want to do it at an event, I don't know if I haven't. I don't know. It's either do it at Gen Con, which I'm not sure if I'm going to yet or not, or do it at Worlds, which I am going to. So I think that maybe, you know what? I tell you what I'm gonna do. I've just made a decision. We will do the Hall of Fame. We will announce the members and get everything together. I've got plenty of time to do that, and we will do it at Worlds. I will have friends with me where we can talk about it. I've got Dennis is going to be coming up to. It's going to be flying in a few days before Worlds. He's bringing another good friend with us and with him, and we're all going to be together for a few days before it, after Worlds. And I think that that's a good time that I can do something, because I can plan on doing. I like when Dennis and I are together, and we can do live streaming together and talk. I think it's more entertaining. I wished he was here in the United States, because these breaks that I'm doing every Friday night, and probably other things, we would be doing every week. I actually want to do, and I've been talking about doing a show every week. I used to do one from Lucky Dice Cafe. And Lucky Dice Cafe was a Wednesday night show. I quit doing it because it just had so much going on. But I'd like to circle back around to it and actually do a live stream. But I want to do something different than what everybody else does. First of all, I want it to be live. A lot of your streams now are recorded. They do them, and then you see them later. They'll do the show. They'll answer stuff. But they're not live on the air. And I like what I like about the stream that we're doing now, and what I would like about the stream that I'm doing, that I might do, is that it would be live. And so, like, when I've got Anthony and he asks me a question, or I can answer him directly, and I like that idea. So it would be something along the lines, and it may not be centered solely on HeroClix. When we did Lucky Dice Cafe, I was always talking about events that were coming up at the cafe. I was always talking about new product, new things going on. So I don't know, but it may, and then again, it may just be HeroClix centered. But I want it to be something different than what everybody else is doing, and I like it. If I really could do it, and I haven't figured out a way to pull it off yet, is I would rather have one. I would rather have a show to where you actually could call in, to where we did a call-in show, and you could talk to me on this restream, and like we're doing right now. But I also would love to. I would love to be able to do one where you actually pick up the phone, maybe use Google or whatever, and we actually talk to you and have a little bit of interaction. And similar to some of the shows that you see where you have people call in, maybe give you a chance to rant and rave a little bit, like, I think this is the dumbest thing ever, and the thing that WizKids did, and blah blah blah, or whatever we want to do. But I'd like to see a little bit more of a show like that, and but centered around this. I think it would be pretty good. So Anthony, I think that you can take that to heart, that we're going to do it now. We're gonna do the Hall of Fame announcement at Worlds, and I will make a post soon that says that. Let's see. Dennis says I was set to release the same, but I don't know why. So what Dennis is telling me is that Mexico has not got Deadpool yet, and he's hoping that Masters of Time doesn't do the same thing. He's really excited about Masters of Time. I know that. George is in the Philippines. And George, hey George. George is asking me, can we please get an update on provinces and states? Thank you. The update, I can already tell you what we're doing more or less, but there's information I can't share. I've been promising a post. I will do it this weekend. I've got to have WizKids has asked to look at it, but we will be doing the states, provinces will be later in the year. Looks like November. We're doing it in November so that we have all of our product. And I'll explain that a little bit better when I do this. The reason I haven't gotten in a big hurry about doing states, provinces, and making the announcement is because it is later in the year. And there's reasons why it's later in the year. And there's also some things that I can't give details of yet because I'm waiting to hear from WizKids. There's things that I do know. I know when. I know what we're doing, but I'm asking for more things from WizKids. Anyways, I'll go over that in the announcement. So there's so that will be happening. All right. So then, all right. So George is suggesting to me that we use WhatsApp or Viber. I don't know anything about Viber, so that people could call in and talk live. And I really like that idea. I really like the idea of setting up a show where we talk about stuff that's going on, and that we have the community call in and voice their opinions on things and ask questions. I think that that's something different than the other shows, and so I'm looking at that. In October, Dennis is reminding me, and he reminds me every week. He reminds me really once a day. He reminds me every time I see him that I'm coming to Mexico in November, and that we're doing states in October. So he keeps me straight, which is another reason why he needs to move to the United States, and he needs to be on. And we need to be doing a show again together, because if he was here, then there's multiple reasons. One, Dennis speaks Spanish and I don't. So that if we did a worldwide show, we could appeal to multiple languages. Number two is he helps me remember things that I forget and keeps me straight. And number three, we just have a lot of fun together. So he should just move here. Don't you guys agree? He should just move to Huntsville, Alabama, and then we could be doing something. And now I've got just some coffee. Just made a comment. Just for coffee is another good friend of mine. That's Jonathan, and Jonathan has been working on some of this because he and I have been talking, and we've been talking about doing the show, and I've given him some ideas, and I think that that's going to come about. We got to pick a day of the week, and I don't want to be a show Most of the HeroClix shows that you look at right now, and I like them. Don't get me wrong, and I sponsor some of them, but a lot of them, some of them are structured, some of them are not structured, but most all of them are. They they really talk about team building and meta and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I'd like to talk about some of that, but I don't want it to be a competitive HeroClix show. I want the show to be about HeroClix, where we are talking about, hey, what did you guys play at the kitchen table last weekend? Did you have fun? Oh, you guys built 1,000-point team. Oh my God, how did that go? And blah blah blah. And I like to talk about the sets and like, what are you having fun? What do you see? What do you hate? Those and talk about some of our games that we're having. That we had like the other night, and some of our thoughts. I just want it to be I want it to be more of a call-in show to where we can talk and maybe bitch a little bit, but I don't want to have too much negativity on the show. But I want people to be able to get their feelings across and get some things off their mind. So, like for example, one of the things that I've been looking at, which I don't know if you guys have paid any attention to. I expected Masters of Time to be more because it's got Colossals in it. Okay, so so I do my pre-orders. So Masters of Times is going to cost more money. Okay, and it's going to be because it's got the Colossals. But what surprised me, and I really haven't looked at it any closer, but maybe some of you guys can explain it. But the Collector's Trove is more than Masters of Time. So we're going to be having that set come, and it costs even more MSRP and costs me more. I think I was looking at an MSRP on Collector's Trove at like $189 or something like that. So it's even more money. So what the Sam Hill is in the Collector's Trove, that objects, what is costing so much more money in that? I have no idea, and I'm not saying that it's not worth it. I'm just saying that I don't know. I just know that the MSRP is very high. What concerns me about those things is that I was talking to another friend the other day, and we were talking about HeroClix, about when it's a 12 booster brick. I guess that's what it is, but is that a good thing? I mean, is that what players are wanting? Is WizKids going to a 12 booster brick and charging more a good thing? I don't know. Those are the kind of things I want the show to be about, and I want to hear people talk about. My concern is I remember how much boosters were when I started playing HeroClix, and I also remember it was back in 2017, which really isn't that long ago, how much boosters were. And we've had a significant increase in prices. Some of that was because of COVID. Some of it was just natural increases. WizKids held their price for a long time. We all know everything has went up. All games have went up. All gaming has went up. I'm not complaining about that. I know that WizKids has improved their quality. They made the sizes bigger. That a lot of people didn't like that. They didn't like the fact that they didn't feel that a lot of people will tell you there was no need to make them bigger. I don't know. I don't know if I can't answer that question. I can tell you that the quality, the figures look better. I don't know if that's because they made them bigger and they were easier to put the details. I don't know. I don't know if they were just if it was just a size orientation thing. But overall, the clicks are better. I know that. But was it a necessity? I don't know. And so the question I have is that the price just keeps creeping up, and now when you start having set releases that like Masters of Time and like Collector's Trove, where they're just really shooting up there, I'm worried about losing players. I already, you guys are on social media just like I am, and you see, if you're on Facebook, you see players complaining about the price of HeroClix, and I see people dropping out of HeroClix and selling their collection all the time. And I talk to communities, and I hear, and I go into communities and that were very vibrant with HeroClix sometimes, and they tell me, and I talk to a guy and he tells me it all died, that nobody wanted to buy the pay the prices anymore, and yeah, so it concerns me. I don't want the game to be priced away. I mean, this sounds dumb, but I'd rather have a lesser quality figure that is affordable than a high end quality figure that is chasing people away because of the price. So there it is. That's what I'm trying to say. And don't get me wrong, I'm going to buy just like I always bought, and it's not chasing me out of the game. I'm concerned about other people being chased out of the game, and those are the kinds of things that I want to talk about on our show. I think that HeroClix is other than that, I think HeroClix is in a pretty happy place right now. WizKids is doing a lot of things that are positive. I think we're seeing a lot of we're seeing a lot of organized play going on with plans on a lot more things going on. Store championships, the figures, the conventions, the letting stores run bigger events, the Rock Cup sponsorship, and WizKids putting out a lot of effort to be everywhere is good. I still think that what is lacking in the HeroClix community right now is more in-store play. I think that we need to keep pressing back to that. But overall, HeroClix is in a pretty good place. There's sellouts, there's high attendance at the bigger events. I think Worlds is going to be real big this year again, so on and so forth. And so that's what I've just seen. Now, Dennis says, I'm never selling my DC collection. I wouldn't expect you to, Dennis. At one time, it's kind of funny the way you look at things, but I had as big a HeroClix collection, if not bigger than everybody. I was a completionist at one time, and I kept everything. And my view changed. It's kind of like it's kind of like being a car dealer. I was also used to be a car dealer at one time, and when you're a car dealer, your view on cars changes. When you're a store owner, your view on HeroClix and stuff changes. It wasn't as important to me anymore to keep everything because I felt like I had access to anything that I wanted anyway. So I don't collect like I used to. But it used to be I'd have a HeroClix room and I had everything from beginning to I had everything. And then it got to where it was so much to keep up with, and I was doing things, and I ended up moving most of my HeroClix into the eBay store and just never have worried about it since then. When I was a car dealer, it's kind of the same thing. You're I could drive what I wanted when I wanted, and the cars I drove, I always drove something nice, but it just wasn't the value of like, this is my favorite car and I have to have this, just didn't mean as much. I literally, there was times when I drove something different every day when I had a lot of cars, and so anyway, you just change when you own something, the way you look at things. I mean, your favorite food. I mean, you take something like whatever your favorite food is. Maybe it's pizza. Well, go open a pizza restaurant and sell pizza, and see if you are like wanting to have a lot of pizza nights where you go and eat pizza anymore. It just, your perspective changes when you own something and you have access to it. And that's the way it was with me with HeroClix, and that's the way it was with me with cars. So anyway, back on the HeroClix, I really like this. Like I was been saying, I really like this set. I think this set has some meta pieces in it. I'm curious as to how they're going to be used. And I started mentioning earlier, there's something that I don't like. I was talking to my son, which most of you guys know, Easton. And I was talking about Worlds, and we were talking about Modern Age, and neither he nor I like the state of the game in Modern Age. In fact, I don't know that he's going to compete. I don't know that he's not going to compete in Modern, and I feel kind of the same way this year. I don't know that I want to. I don't like the state of the game. The shrinkage of the map and the figures that are being played on this small map is we're having games that are ultra strike over in a turn or two, and most of the stuff is decided by map roll. A lot of times when you get in the ultra competitive, it's just um, um, it's really decided lots of times by map roll. I really don't like what won Origins. That we had a version of the team that won Origins at the Rock Cup that I actually faced in preliminaries, and it was horrible. You have these. So for those of you that don't know it, you have these poison teams using poison ivy and using some stuff with it that allows you to go across the board very quickly and attack figures in a bunch and do a heck of a lot of damage. And if you play against that team, if you're not running that team, there's a good chance that you won't play at all. It's a good chance that you will die before you do anything, and that within turn 2 or 3 that the game is completely over and you have nothing left. And I don't like that. I think anything that produces a state of the game where the other player or players cannot play the game is bad for the game. That was my problem originally with Felix Faust. When Faust was there, we saw a world championship game that was over. It was like the shortest world championship game I think that we ever saw, and it was one where Paris won. He built a spiral Faust team, and the other guy that he was playing never did anything the whole game. It was just he just got destroyed, and I think it was over like in 10 or 15 minutes. And Paris won a lot of games that way, and to me, that's not what I want to see in the game. I want to see a little bit of. I want to see teams. I want to see people. I want to see the players have some skill in how they play their team and have different matches against things, and have different outcomes with a little bit of luck. With dice rolls and attacking and so on. And I'm not seeing that right now. I'm seeing a lot. I'm seeing some things that you pretty much are guaranteed victory if you build this team, and that the game is super fast. It was my concern when they made the maps smaller that the game would turn into that, and then I thought that they talked about that there would be. That they would start reducing some of the stuff down, but I'm seeing the stuff that's being made right now get across the map, and there's no tomorrow. And I see things being produced to allow you to get across the map like there's no tomorrow. And these things we were told were going to kind of go away. Like we thought that the range of figures would go down. I was playing with a lady with a Deadpool. Death, Lady Mistress Death, last night that had a range of 7, which is still that's a lot of range on these maps. We're seeing the little time guys in Deadpool that are allowing for next to nothing, allowing figures to move, be placed ahead, and get a jump on charge. Those guys give Kong an unbelievable reach on his charge. So I'm not seeing what we were promised with the smaller maps take place. I'm seeing the game just being, it's all about one turn matches, that if you can get to your opponent in one turn. And I also hate barrier, and I hate the fact that the only way you can defend some things is barrier. So I don't know what the answer is, but I don't really like the state of meta play. I mean, modern meta play, and I don't like some of the stuff that's being done. So there's a chance that I may not even play modern, because I'm not going to play some of the teams that are playing that are doing what they're doing. You'll never see me play the poison team. I think that it's wrong. I hope that they come up with something that nerfs that. I would never play that team. They knew going into Origins. I mean, it's been known that existed. Because again, we pointed it out at the Rock Cup, and I was concerned about it. And honestly, I felt like I got kind of blown off when I brought it up to some people. They just didn't think it was that big a deal. But now here it is, and it's winning games just like that. And I will never play with that team because I don't like winning that way. I want to build a team, and I do want to build a great team. Don't get me wrong. I just don't want to win quite like that. And so I don't know. I don't know what the status of the game is going to continue to be, but there's a chance that I'm going to Worlds. Don't get me wrong. I still love HeroClix, but I think that the other formats are more intriguing to me at the moment. I think that Pulp and Sealed and maybe even Themed are more intriguing to me than playing in especially Modern. And Silver Age is not far behind it, so little bit disappointed with the state of the game, and I'm not alone. It's the first time I've heard my son say that he didn't like the state of the game since he's been playing, and that he might not play in Worlds because of the state of the game. That's the first time I've heard that. Yeah, I agree, Dennis. I have seen I think Pulp is going to be very fun this year. And I know that I'll be playing in Pulp. Past that, I don't know what I'm going to do. It could be Pulp and Battle Royals for me this year. It could be, and I say that, and I probably end up playing in Modern anyways, but I'm not really too enthused about it. And if this Poison team exists still in Modern, I don't. If I face it, I probably would just quit. I would just say, hey man, you got the game, and walk away and go to the next one, because there's no point. It's that good. It's that much that anything that I build, I know can't beat that team. So I don't see the point. When I see that, then I don't see the point in playing the game. All right, enough of my rant and raving. And I'm not trying to be anti. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be anti-HeroClix. I'm very positive, and I hope that they fix that. But it's the kind of things I like talking about, and I like that I want to talk about with the community, other than just I don't want to just talk about every figure. I don't want to just talk, and we will talk about figures, but if we do the show, which we probably will, I want it to do something a little bit different. All right, so let's get ready and let's do some HeroClix. So Thomas Hageman has put 47,152. Okay, that's his boosters. Okay, Thomas, I'll be rooting for you there. All right. So we have a small bounty pool this week because somebody won the bounty last week. I'm going to go ahead and get this brick out, and I'm going to go ahead and put the prizing out, get the boosters ready, and then we'll pick the figure. So again, I'm very happy. You guys have been watching. I'm very happy that we got legacy cards back. So that I really miss them from Disney Next. So I really like using those as prize pieces. So that makes everything a lot better. And let's get some Deadpool. So what are your guys' favorite pieces? Why I'm doing this. What are you guys really enjoying in Deadpool? I really like that Wolverine that does the extra damage. I think he's really good. I enjoyed playing with Deadpool. The Colossus Prime just shocked me how good he was. I also have played with the regular Colossus Rare, and I think he's a good piece. I've played with the little time guys. I drew two of them in a seal tournament last week, and they were fun to play with. I don't know what my favorite piece yet is in this set, but I played with different things. It hasn't been the same thing. This week was was playing with totally different things than I was. So what does everybody else like? Okay, Dennis. I'll talk to you later on. Okay, sounds good. All right, we got these mixed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I think one thing you guys have, I don't know, guys that have been with me have been doing this for a while. I think you're seeing a faster turnaround in shipping, which I promised that you guys would get. That was one of the reasons that we moved into a new store and we focused more on the online, on the back end, and that I got more active in shipping things out. We're getting things. We're pretty much shipping everything the next day. Today, like whatever we do today, what if you pay for it pay for it tonight or over the weekend, we ship it out Monday. But we're getting things out a lot faster. Is this up on YouTube? Yes, it is. It's on YouTube. It's on Howard. It's on my channel. It's Howard Brock YouTube. If you search it there, it's also on Facebook. It's on the Rock Facebook page. It's on the Lucky Dice Games Facebook page. It's also on my personal page, but you can't communicate with me on that page. I see any questions and everything that that are being asked, or any communication on everything but my personal page, because Restream doesn't allow personal pages to do that. But you can't. But I can put the live stream there. So if you're watching me on my Facebook page and you want to talk to me, you're better off to go to the Rock Facebook page or Lucky Dice Games, or onto the YouTube channel if you want to interact. If you just want to watch, then you're good. You just stay where you're at. Morph, I haven't played Morph or against Morph yet. Cannonball isn't game breaking, but Sharp, I played against him. He's good. I agree. I like those pieces. I don't know much about Morph. I have to admit, I don't know much about what he does. All right, so we got everything set up. Let's put some prizing in there. I've already put a legacy card. Let's throw a Mole Man in there. Another legacy card. I'm going to throw a Black Panther team-up card. Hey, Aaron. And I'm going to start throwing in some figures. Have very many cards for whatever reason that match up on this one bucket. There's one. We'll throw in the man himself that dominated the game for quite a while. We're throwing in Nick Fury. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll throw in a Hulk. That's out of Galactic Guardians. It's one of the LEs. Here is a Quasar out of Age of Ultron. Yep. We'll throw in a Captain Avalon out of Exosaur Storyline. There is a Rocket Raccoon out of Avengers Infinity. One more. So one thing while I'm going to plug this, do a little bit for Aaron. Um, um, Aaron says we got to talk about states. That's fine. Don't know what we got to talk about, but I'm sure you'll tell me. Um, what I want to throw out there is that Aaron is running a tournament in 2 weeks from tomorrow, and there's a chance I'm going to go to that one. It's a sealed tournament. I think they have side events too. Aaron can probably tell us a little bit more about it than I can. Um, but I've been eyeballing it, and there's a tournament that's happening at Troll and Toad. They're sponsoring a tournament. It's called a Super Sealed, I guess is what it's called. They've got a lot of the latest convention exclusives. They have a lot of things going on there. It's, I think, side events and some other stuff. And it's about a 4.5 hour drive, I think, for me, which is a little further than what I usually like to go. But I got a buddy that that doesn't go that much to stuff, and he saw it, and he's excited about it. And the fact that he wants to go makes me want to go. All right, let me see this one. So I'm probably going to go. I have nothing to do that Saturday. It ain't football season yet, and it's I don't see nothing in this thing that matches. It's aggravating me. Oh, there's one. Captain Atlas. We'll do that one. That was a prime out of Guardians of the Galaxy that I liked when it first came out. Anyway, we will do. I'm tentatively planning on going to that. Not for sure. Aaron says it's July 13th. I'm probably going to go to that because I love Sealed. That's something that I always enjoy. I've been to Troll and Toad before. Most of you haven't. Troll and Toad used to be a greeting card. The place where they're at, it used to be. They used to make greeting cards there, and it's huge. I mean, it's just absolutely huge. Huge. Now, I went there under the old regime. Troll and Toad got sold out a couple years ago. The history on Troll and Toad, it used to be a store. They had online sales that online sales grew, and they pumped everything into it, and they closed their front end down, and they didn't sell anything anymore, and they just became a huge warehouse. In fact, they have Big Al's, which was a distributor out of Alaska's, inside that inside their thing, and it's not a small distributor, but they take up just a fraction of the whole thing. The place is just again huge, and so now from what I understand, they've developed a game room which I haven't seen yet, and they're starting to run events and maybe do other things there. So I'm very curious about seeing that, and so I haven't been there a very, very long time. Last time I went there, they gave me a tour. I think I sold them a bunch of things, and I had in that time they were wanting me to run events for them at Gen Con, and I actually, to be honest with you, I hooked them up with WizKids. I talked to Justin, and Justin was wanting Troll and Toad to do some things for him, and I put them together, and that's how the relationship they have now developed from all those little meetings. So anyway, just a little backstory there. All right, now let's go ahead and let's start opening up boosters. Finally, I think that's what we came for, right? We gotta name the figure. All right, so what are we gonna do? The first two figures, the first figure that's nominated twice as the bounty figure guys, need a super rare, no primes. Tell me what you got. Long shot. Looking for a second on long shot or something else. Gambit. I got a long shot and a gambit. Domino. I got a domino, long shot, and a gambit. Sounds like a lot of prob to me. Long shot. Long shot it is. I've got 3 nominations for long shot. So long shot is our bounty figure. If I open a booster and long shot is in it, you win the bounty pool. So let's kick this thing off. We're going to number 1, and let's get to cracking some stuff. All right, number 1. That's funny. I just had somebody make the nomination a little late, and it would have won right off the bat in booster number 1. And also, here's a figure that I played against, which was actually better. Jonathan, I don't know if he's still here or not, played with this figure when we played, and I didn't. It was actually pretty good. So that figure, Strife, uncommon, multiple man, common. Then we've got a scout, uncommon, and I feel like I'm missing a card. Oh, there it is. Then we got a sunspot, common. And the figure I was talking about that would have won the bounty was Wolverine Pool. That was, we just pulled it. So that's a really good super rare. So that should make somebody pretty happy. 2 point of films, nominated Wolverine Pool, and had somebody done that, that would have won the bounty right off the bat. Strife, Jonathan, is what I was talking about. I played you playing Strife, and Strife was not a bad figure. All right, so now we're going to booster number 2. Looks like we're hitting the super rares and stuff pretty hard right off the bat. In this brick, I've got a Hydra Agent common, a Richter common. I have not played with or against Richter yet. I've got an Atlas Bear. I've seen that play. I think Atlas Bear is a pretty good figure. We got James Howlett, uncommon. And then we have a Maverick super rare, who I don't know how good he is yet either. So that's our second super rare of the night. All right, and then we got number 3. Number 3, Diamondback, common. Timebreaker, common. Copycat, common. White Fox, uncommon, and Sabretooth, rare. So I also, we're always talking about the best figures in this set. I'm going to tell you what I think is the worst figure in this set, and that's Deadpool Robot. I think he is horrible. I think that it is just, for them, the points that he is being played for, and you compare him to other figures that are about the same point value, I think he's just absolutely horrible. If he was 40 points less, then I think he'd be fun and I think he'd be worth it. But those points on that is just horrible. That he is my vote for the worst figure in this set. Here is maybe one of the best figures in the set. I was talking about him early, and this is Wolverine, the 001 common, that has this crazy damage power, and he is really, really good. So if you don't know it, it's Blades, Claws, Fangs. When Wolverine uses it after resolution deal an opposing character adjacent to either Wolverine or the hit target damage equal to the half value, which means you can actually hit the target twice. So if you roll a 6 on Blades, Claws, Fangs, there's 6. Then another 3 damage either to that character or another character adjacent to him or Wolverine. That's a lot of damage. And he has Perplex, and it already has, I think, a 12 attack. Am I right? Yep. So he's probably rolling in with a 13 attack. He's nasty. Got Outlaw uncommon. I've got Lady Mastermind common. I've got Psylocke. That's the other figure that I think is very good in this set with Mind Control, because it has a free. It's got Stealth, Mind Control. Mind Control is free, but only to target an adjacent character. And when she moves up to you, she gets adjacent. She just runs on in there. She's got combat reflexes, shape change, and I think that she's. I think that free Mind Control. She's one of the better mind control figures that I've seen in the game. Because even if she's got 2 tokens, she can still do the mind control. I think that's pretty good. So then we also got a Forge rare. I haven't really seen Forge played for or against. We're going to be doing Battle Royals this coming Wednesday. So anybody that wants to come out Wednesday, that sees this, come on out. I'm going to have pricing for it, but Wednesday will be Battle Royals all night long. And we may do Battle Royals 2 weeks in a row. I don't know, but we're going to be doing Battle Royals this coming Wednesday night. All right. So now we're on to booster number. What booster am I on? 5. Still looking for the chase. Still looking for the bounty figure. Still looking for a prime. The primes, I think these are some of the best primes that I've seen in some sets. Very playable. The Colossus, Vox. Haven't paid as much attention to Rogue, but I think Rogue is probably pretty good. And the Domino Prime, come on. Domino Prime's nasty. All right, so we got Jeff the Land Shark, common. We got Jean Grey, rare. That's the other mind control figure that I think is superb. I would rate her number 3 of the 3 different mind control pieces in the game. I think the Colossus is obviously the number 1 mind control piece in this set. Black Widow, common. Cannonball, common. Kid Omega, uncommon. The Colossus, the fact that he can mind control and have that figure do, and with his high attack and all that stuff, he can mind control a figure, and that figure can then do damage to another figure, and then the damage is still dealt to the figure that he's mind controlling. I don't know why you just wouldn't mind control literally every time when you attack with him, because you're getting the mind control and the damage. It's just really good piece. Dennis said, Jonathan says, if you don't come play at Lucky Dice game Wednesday, it is because you are cowards. George, if you're still here in the Philippines, Jonathan is telling you that because you don't fly to Alabama and play at Lucky Dice games, you are a coward. Rogue is all right. So I already called her out. So here's our first prime of the night. We have the Rogue Prime. And she looks pretty darn good to me. She's really expensive though. Dang. I think that's probably why people are shying away from her, because she's so expensive. Because you don't really. I'm wondering, would I play her at 50 points in a sealed and play her at 250? I don't know. I have to think about it. That's a lot. All right. So then we got the Wolverine. We got a Wolverine 003. We got the Deadpool robot, who has been dubbed by Howard Brock as the worst figure in this set. And then I've got Dakin, uncommon, and then I've got Multiple Man, common. Oh yeah, so you're bringing the pizza out. Were you able to heal up really well, Gracie? Yeah, plus he can do a little bit of attacking too. All right, so now we're moving on to number 7. All right, so now we got a Black Widow common. We have a Mind Pool rare. Now that's another figure that I haven't come across yet to know how good he is. You guys can chime in and tell me if Mind Pool is good or not. I haven't played against or for him or seen anybody play him. Diamondback common. And then again, the worst figure in the set, Deadpool robot. And then we got a good OX23 who is pretty decent, uncommon. Huh. So just the Blade Rose, we're on point. Cool, Gracie. All right. All right, number 8. Somebody's going to be happy. Somebody's going to be happy. We now have our second prime in the set. Who has booster number 8? Good pool here. Very good pool. Who's got number 8? Speak up if you got it. You're going to be happy. We got a Wolverine common, a Cannonball common, an Iceman common, I've got a Mystique uncommon. You may be right. Who's got number 8? It's going to make me look it up myself. Why do I have to do all the work? Number 8. Number 8. Who's got number 8? That would be Jasperado. Congratulations, Jasperado. I don't know if you're here or not. If you are, you have just won a super rare prime Vox Ignis 047B, which I think is very desirable. Going on to number 9. We have a Lady Deathstrike rare. We have a Boom Boom uncommon, a Wolverine 001 again, common, Iceman common, and a Deadpool common 002. Then we got dice. Jasper's from the Philippines. Alright, so let's go to number 10. So this is the last booster in the first brick. I hope it's a chase, but as James said, because we had 2 primes, probably not. But I'm happy with the prime that we pulled. That's one of the top pieces in this set. And we have a Jeff the Land Shark, Gracie's favorite piece. Lady Mastermind common. We have a Timebreaker common. We have a Outlaw uncommon, and we have a Shadow Star, which is another piece that I actually like in this set. You have to have things with him to make it work really good. The Timebreakers are some TK, and he's pretty darn good. But he's hard to use if you don't have those things. Because he has to move and then wait a turn, and I hate doing that with a piece. But if you have figures that can get him into play to where he can do his attack first, he's deadly. All right, so let's go on to the next booster. Next brick, brother. We'll throw in a good old legacy card. You've heard me say this, and I say it again. I hope that we never have another set without legacy cards because I like them. All right, so let's go ahead and let's do the prizing first. It's easier to do with this off to the side. We'll throw in a red shift legacy card. Let's throw in. So I got for whatever reason, I left one of my debit cards down here. So I've almost grabbed it like 2 or 3 times to throw it into the bounty pool. That'd be funny, huh? All right, let's do a X23 team up card, and then let's reach down here. Let's see. I don't think we have one of these in there. Let's do a Sheriff Whitechapel from the Storyline event. Will, number 10 wasn't so great for you. I'm sorry about that, bud. Hope you got something coming up in this next one. 10 is good sometimes, though. It's not a bad choice to pick. So I would do that one. I got the Hood, super rare out of Black Panther and Illuminati. Then we're going to go over here and grab some stuff. So this afternoon was kind of interesting. We got done earlier, and I had a one-piece player that had come in and bought a box of One Piece and was opening. He's been dying to learn HeroClix, and so my daughter and he sit down to play HeroClix. She's still learning, but they chose Halo. So we were playing. We had a Halo battle today for the last couple hours because it was a battle to the end. We wasn't timed, and they were learning. Last couple hours of work today was a Halo match. I thought that was kind of interesting. All right, so let's go. I had to call Aaron. I don't know if he's still here, but I had to. I couldn't. I never really much played with Halo. It's pretty simple to follow, but I needed to have a update on the grenade. In Halo, you can throw grenades, and I was just trying to figure out what I knew how they worked, but I couldn't figure out how you got your grenade pile, and so I found that out, and it was pretty. Anyways, after that, we were all good. So it's interesting. Halo's interesting. I actually played in the Halo pre-release back in the day. They had we were at Worlds, we were at Gen Con, and they surprised us and announced. Nobody knew that it was there. I'm gonna do this guy. He's sealed. He's one of the prizes from Galactus, the Battle of Galactus years ago. That's a T-Rex. But anyway, they surprised us. A surprise announcement those kids did at the event and said that they were going to have a pre-release for Halo, and in which they did, and we signed up, and I got to play in that. And what was really cool about that is they actually had a Marine at the event, and I'm talking about a Space Marine. He was, I don't know, 7 foot tall, dressed out, geared up, walking through. It was really cool. Where's that at? Do we have any of those in here? Yeah. All right. So we're gonna do an Ant-Man. Ant-Man is a legacy Ant-Man out of Age of Ultron. So you've got Ant-Man. We'll throw that in there. Let's get one more. There were a lot of things that were fun to play, Gracie, that they produced. But back then, I think that they kept the new releases like Halo and everything separate from Marvel and DC. It wasn't until we saw the introduction of Turtles that they went ahead and really mixed it up again. Let's see, I just saw this guy. Where'd he go? But that changed the game a lot when we had with Turtles, and then because of the success of Turtles, they just kept it. No matter what was being made, has been thrown into the mix, and so it was a big game changer. So I always wonder how well Halo would have done if it just would have been thrown in with everything else and been part of the game with the Marvel and DC stuff. We'll never know that answer, but there was some it would have been interesting because, I mean, you could have had Lord of the Rings, you could have had Street Fighter, you could have had Halo, all get mixed in with everything. It would have been interesting. And there's others. I mean, you can even go to Assassin's Creed and all kinds of stuff that's been released over the years that they've kept independent. That if how would have it had done? Here's one I just saw. Where'd he go? It's hard to look at cards and talk. Just saw this guy. Oh, there's one. We'll go with him. Hopefully he didn't run away. We got Red Skull. Red Skull is out of Avengers Assemble. And we'll add that to the pile, and then we'll get back on this. Didn't win the bounty. No bounty figure was pulled. Bounty figure is still the same. Going into this brick. Man, this plastic is either getting tougher or I've got to get another knife. I've been using this butter knife. I've kept it in there since we started doing this. You used to not even need a knife. I mean, the old plastic that we had on these bricks, man, you just tore into them. But WizKids changed that, and they went to another another type of plastic, and it keeps this stuff more secure. The other plastic was easy to tear into and rip, which was fun when you were opening a brick like I am now, but it didn't really keep the stuff together and protect the bricks as well as they should have. So I think that this, even though it's aggravating to open sometimes, I think it's better. It's a better quality plastic wrapping than we had before. Yeah, BioShock, that would have been in there. There's a lot of releases that that I think that if they would have made it part of the game, I think they actually would have sold more. And I think that's what they finally realized with Turtles, is that by putting it in the game, I honestly, when Turtles came out, I was expecting a little bit more objection from players by Turtles, because I thought that they wouldn't want to mix Turtles in that Marvel DC universe. The players didn't. There really wasn't. Everybody was kind of excited. I don't think people really care. I think mixing of universes and throwing things in is completely fine with everybody. All right, where's my pen? All right. So number 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. I actually bought all the sets because, again, I was a collector back then. So I was buying Halo, and I was buying Lord of the Rings, and I was buying a lot of the stuff. But I really wasn't playing with a whole lot of it. I think I really would have enjoyed playing some of the Lord of the Rings battles, but we weren't really playing it in the store, again, because it wasn't modern age, and everybody was focused on modern age and what was being played there at the store, and we never really saw a lot of Lord of the Rings. Another one, God, no. I mean, now this one would have maybe ruined the game, but the other two sets that we could say maybe we're glad didn't get put in the modern age era was Yu-Gi-Oh! Clicks and Pacific Rim, because at the time that those came out, oh my God, they would have been a mess. Okay, so we're going to number 11. And I believe that Longshot is our bounty figure. Is that right? Did I remember right? Longshot. Let me go back, make sure I'm not saying something wrong. Yeah, Longshot. So we're looking for Longshot. Haven't seen him yet. Longshot's what we're looking for. Kind of knew what was coming in. Maybe not. The heaviest booster that I pulled so far had a Cable and a Panda pool in the same booster. It was pretty darn heavy. All right, so we got good old Wolverine again, 003, common. We have a Deadpool 002 common. We have a Scout 028 uncommon, a Mystique 023 uncommon, and we have a Cable super rare 058, which is what was making me think of the Deadpool. You've also got some dice in this one. Dice are good. I like these dice. I kind of like the, I don't know, I kind of like the dice. I kind of like what they've done with those. I kind of like that they have some that go to specific figures, and then they've got some generic ones in there. Of course, there's a lot of dice rolls on a lot of characters. I'd be curious as to count how many characters have the, if you roll a D6, you get all these things with them in this particular game, because I think there's a lot of D6 rules. All right, who has booster number 12? I would like to know who has booster number 12. Are you here? I will look and see. Robert Steele has booster number 12. Congratulations, sir. You have a Boom Boom uncommon, a Copycat common, a Multiple Man common, a Jean Grey rare, and you have the first chase of the night, sir. Wolverine and Deadpool. Congrats on that. You got the chase. I need more. There we go. Now we're going. Ooh. Now we're going. Some information for you guys. I opened up 40 bricks. I kept stats on it, and out of 40 bricks that I opened up, I only pulled 25 chases. So you do get a few extra chases, but per case. But I pulled 25 chases for out of 40 bricks. Just thought you guys might want to know that stat. You're welcome, Robert. We're here to please. All right. So Jubilee uncommon. The hated Deadpool robot. Howard's naughty list. Iceman common. Panda Pool rare, and Multiple Man common. These Panda Pools are selling pretty good on eBay. People like them. I don't know if it's. I haven't seen one played yet. I don't know if he's actually any good, but I think people are buying him just because he's cool looking. All right, so now we're going to number 14. Rogue rare. I think she's pretty good too. Richter uncommon. Common. Wolverine common. Hydra agent common, and Deadpool uncommon. Still looking for the bounty figure. Hopefully we'll get a prime also in this one. And number 15. We got 2 dice in this one, which is pretty cool. And we got a Colossus rare. And we got a common Wolverine, number 001. We got a Deadpool uncommon. And then we got a Sunspot common. And then we got another super rare. We got Gambit. And that's his dice that's in here, plus the generic dice. Number 16. All right. We've got a Beast Rare, who is another piece we haven't really talked about. I think he's going to be played. He's for what he does, he's really cheap. He is kind of easy to kill. I think that's his downside. But if you can, what he does in one turn, he really can annihilate a piece with all of his outwit. So Beast Rare, Bob, Agent of Hydra, uncommon, Sunspot common, Jeff, the Land Shark common, and we got Diamondback common. $17. All right, we got Lady Mastermind common, Timebreaker common, Copycat common, Sheriff Deadpool rare, and Morph uncommon. Just glancing at Morph, somebody said they really liked him earlier. I haven't really paid that much attention to him. He looked, just glancing at him, he looked all right. I'll have to go back and study him a little bit. Number 18 is what we got here. Number 18. We're down to this booster and 2 more. I'm trying to pull the bounty, otherwise it's going to carry over. Still looking for a long shot. We have a Timebreaker common. We have a Cannonball common. We have a Cyclops rare. And we have a Uncommon Scout. And we have another Deadpool robot. One thing I can tell you for sure is when they threw these cards in here, they didn't care about whether they were forwards, backwards, sideways, or whatever. They just threw them all in together. And again, I guess it doesn't really affect much, but I don't remember it being this bad before where where you're constantly flipping and everything. Slows me down a little bit. I really wouldn't care that much in just opening it up for myself, but kind of used to everything being, and you think everything would be inserted the same direction, the same side. All right, so now we're going into number 19. I think we still have one super rare left, maybe a prime in this set, if my math is right. So we still have a shot at the bounty. We got a Deadpool common. We got a Black Widow common. We got a Forge rare. We got a Lady Mastermind common. And we got a Bob Agent of Hydra uncommon. Okay, we got one left. And again, if my math was right and my memory was right, sometimes they're neither one are right, but if they were right, we should have a super rare in here. And it could be the bounty. We also could have a prime in here. We could have both. Who knows? And you know what? My memory and my math were right. I know you guys didn't believe it. You guys said he's too old. He doesn't remember anything. He's not the guy he used to be. But, I got it right this time. All right. We got a Wolvie uncommon, a Wolverine common. We got a White Fox uncommon. We got a Hydra Agent common. And we have one of the better super rares in the set. So I think somebody's going to be happy with this. You got a Magneto super rare. Congrats on that one. We also got a generic dice, yellow with the blue pips. All right, congratulations everybody. I think that these were decent bricks. Not the best I've seen, certainly not the worst I've seen. But we had one chase. We had a really good chase. We had a good prime. Had some decent super rares. Did not pull the bounty tonight, but we will try again next week. It was a long shot trying to pull the bounty. But anyway, we'll see what we have next week. You guys have a good night. Think of things during the week that you want to ask me and stuff. I'm more than glad. I'm more than glad to answer those. I think Anthony was ready to fire away and ask the Hall of Fame question. I think he was just, I can't wait till he gets online. I'm asking him. I don't have a problem with that. So I mean, it's the first place that you can find the information out. I'm glad to share. So good night, everybody. Y'all have a good one.